everybody. Grant Miller here, Miami Community News. It's my privilege to introduce Emilio Gonzalez. You've done so many great things in Miami.
Thank you, sir.
You know, before we got on, we were talking about your past history. I have ADD, so I'm going to bounce around. Running the airport. How many, city of Miami has how many citizens?
The city of Miami has approximately just shy of 500,000 residents.
500,000 residents.
Correct.
In the airport, on a daily basis, there's 100, 150,000 going in and out of the airport.
About 150, plus another, I want to say 40,000 or so employees.
Yeah. So the airport is mammoth.
Yes.
And how many years were you there?
5.
5 grueling years, or was it enjoyable?
No, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed every day of it. It was an opportunity. I worked with wonderful people, and it really allowed me to contribute to the community in more ways than one can imagine. The airport is the biggest economic engine in the state of Florida. That airport is bigger economically than Disney World.
Wow.
And that's something that you have to sinks in. And it's probably one of the top 3 economic engines between Miami and Washington.
All right. So you went from the airport to what job?
Then I went from the airport. I became the city manager for 2 years.
City of Miami.
Correct.
And okay, so I'm going to know a little bit about you. You grew up where? Where were you born?
I was born in Cuba, grew up in Tampa.
When did you come to Miami? I mean, when did you come from Cuba to the United States?
When I was 4 years old.
And what year was that?
1961.
For us gringos, the 60s was the most powerful thing that ever happened to Miami.
Mm-hmm.
People, everybody thinks we did this. No, the Cuban who came in the 60s changed South Florida. I saw it. I was a kid. And I just saw how Miami just took off. The 60s were great years for Cubans who came here and helped build Miami what it is today.
My father and my grandfather were in the tobacco business. And if you recall, back then, Tampa was the tobacco capital of the world.
Right.
And so that's where my family had business contacts. So we ended up in Tampa once we left Cuba.
Now, you flew right to Tampa or you flew to?
No, we actually flew to Venezuela. And we were in Venezuela for a month or 2. My mom had relatives there. And then from there, we went straight to Tampa.
Most people don't realize that people from Europe, all parts of Europe, moved to Cuba in the 30s and 40s. Right. Donna Shalala tells me her cousin or her aunt or somebody, her family went to America. The other relatives went to Cuba who lived and were born in Cuba. They started the same spot.
In fact, Cuba is the only country in Latin America which drew more immigrants from Spain after the Spanish-American War than before the Spanish-American War.
Art Sims, who's a state rep, Sims, and his Gutman parents were best of friends. Art's family went to the United States. Gutman went to Cuba. But let's talk about you. Okay, what elementary school did you go to?
Oh, I went to St. Lawrence Elementary School in Tampa.
Favorite teacher?
My favorite teacher would have been... It's a Catholic school. We had a lot of nuns back then.
Give me a nun?
Yeah, it would have been Sister Christina.
Junior high?
I went straight to high school.
Okay, high school.
Tampa Catholic High School.
That was in the heyday that you were a baseball powerhouse.
It still is. State champs all the time.
Okay, who's your favorite teacher?
Back then, it would have been my Spanish teacher, Juan Cruz.
You had to learn Spanish?
No, but I took literature. It was a lot of fun.
Okay. Where'd you go to college?
University of South Florida.
Who's your favorite teacher?
I think he's still there. Dr. Abdelwahab Hashish. He's a Tunisian scholar of the Middle East.
Wow. Okay.
Great guy.
So you moved to Miami. And what was your first job in Miami?
When I moved to Miami, when I was assigned here, I was assigned to Southcom. So I came here rather late.
How many years did you serve in the military?
26.
Wow. Thank you for serving.
Thank you, sir.
Are you still serving? You in reserves?
No. I'm retired.
Oh.
I'm retired. So I came to Southcom directly. I was teaching at West Point, and I was asked to come and serve on the general staff here. So
in 20, 30 seconds, explain. Most people don't understand what Southcom is. Can you explain that?
It's the U.S. Combined Military Command with responsibility for the entire Western Hemisphere. For defense operations, counter-drug operations, humanitarian operations. It's like 1/6 of the earth, and Southcom is responsible for all of U.S. interests in that region.
You served Army, you said?
In the Army, yes.
Okay. Wow, 26 years.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You went. How did you get to the airport?
So I left the military, and I was hired to work at a law firm to establish their international consulting practice.
Which law firm?
They don't exist anymore.
Okay. Whoever it is.
Yeah, it was 2 Cardenas. So I did that for a couple of years, and because my last job in the government was working on the National Security Council, I was asked to go back into government to be the head of immigration. So I did that.
And living in Miami.
No, I had to move to Washington.
And what did you do with the immigration?
I was the head of the U.S. Federal Immigration Agency. I had 19,000 employees and about a $3.5 billion budget.
Yeah, $3.5 billion.
Correct.
And what's City of Miami budget?
Right now, it's about 3. Back when I was a manager, it was about $1.5 billion.
Oh, so 3. This is the numbers mean nothing to you. It's not like it's a big challenge to clean.
No. The most fun part about it, though, Grant, is the fact that the Immigration Service in the United States is one of the few federal agencies that does not work on taxpayer funds.
What's it work on?
It generates its own income from fees, right? So we don't even appear. So everything you do with regards to immigration, whether it's
Passports?
no, that's a State Department function. Whether it's applying for citizenship, applying for a green card, adopting a child, getting a work permit, all of those have an EB-5 investor visa. All of those have a fee attached, and we were I guess, economically autonomous agency of the federal government. There aren't that many. There's probably a handful of them. So I raised my own money and I spent my own money, which is incredibly liberating because Congress couldn't dictate what I needed to do and they couldn't take money from me, and I wasn't dependent on any kind of an appropriation.
Okay, so let's talk about the City of Miami. You know, people go, well, it's the City of Miami. You know, people say it's City of Miami Beach. Everything that happens in City of Miami affects all of Dade County. All of Dade County. The mayors of Miami are better known across the country than the mayor of Dade County.
Well, it's because everything is Miami. So whenever you travel and you tell people, oh, listen, I'm from Medley or I'm from Coral Gate, that doesn't register. It's right next to Miami. Oh, Miami. Got it.
Yeah, my son moved to Naperville. That's outside of Chicago. It doesn't say Naperville.
Right.
I live in Chicago.
Yeah.
Even though it's an hour outside, it's exactly what you're saying.
You know, when I was the immigration director, I had a chance to visit the Republic of Georgia. And while I was there, my host said, hey, you want to go to Armenia? I go, well, it's never been to Armenia. Let's go. So we drove about 2 hours. We went to an Armenian border post, and this guard stops me and asked me 1,000 questions. And finally he says, where are you from? I said, Miami, and his eyes lit up because everybody knows where Miami is. Everybody. Miami, by the way, the city of Miami has no advertising budget. It's not like, you know, you have Topeka, Kansas needs to advertise itself. Miami, everybody knows where we're at. Everybody knows what we're about. So the reverse of that is everything we do, everybody knows. So if we do things poorly, there's a reputational cost that goes with that.
Correct. You know, we all represent Miami, but being the mayor will help form Miami-Dade County to be a better place.
Yes, sir.
And I'm a big believer. Whatever happens in your city affects us. What happens in this city, it all affects all of us.
We're all here. You know, the Miami Dolphins don't play in Miami. They play in Miami Gardens, right? So we're all Miami.
Miami Marlins play in Miami.
They do.
The Panthers, they don't.
They don't. And the Heat plays in Miami.
Right, but it's funny because LeBron says, I'm going to South Beach. But you're absolutely correct. Everything's a fact. Okay, so we have explain the mayor role in Miami. You know, every city's different. Some mayors run the town, some mayors don't. Explain the arrangement of the city of Miami.
Yeah, the mayor has 3 major, I guess, powers or responsibilities at Mayor Miami. The first one is he appoints the city manager. And the city manager is responsible for the day-to-day operations of the city. The mayor is essentially the political executive. The mayor also has veto authority. So if legislation is approved that maybe doesn't pass the stink test, or for whatever reason, the mayor has an opportunity to veto it.
Can it be overridden again?
It can, but at that point you need to have 4 out of 5 votes.
Gotcha.
And the mayor is also the de facto chairman of the city commission. Most, if not all, mayors will delegate that to someone. So in the case right now, the chairwoman Christine King, she is a chairwoman because that power is delegated to her by the mayor.
So if the mayor chooses, there'll be no chairperson.
Correct.
Has it been like that? How long? The mayor Francis has done it. The mayor before that, how did they all do it? Does it alternate?
No, they all did it the same way it's doing now. The mayor will appoint a chair and a vice chair.
Okay.
Every year.
Gotcha. All right. Tell me the strengths of City of Miami, and then tell me the weaknesses of City of Miami.
The strength of our City of Miami, we just discussed. Miami is a flagship city of the state of Florida. Everybody knows about Miami. We have an exceptionally robust cultural scene. We'll tell you, international medical scene, banking and finance. We have the 3rd largest diplomatic corps in the United States. Everybody wants to come to Miami. Foreign investment. Miami is the city of the future. Miami is probably the most diverse city in the United States. And Miami can be probably the best city in the United States. The downside of it is our internal politics, Grant. I mean, we have a 2025 city operating on a 1970s political structure. Our politics have not kept up with our city, regrettably, and I think everybody sees it. When I decided to run for mayor after a great deal of coaxing, normally when you run for office, people will ask you, well, tell me, why are you running? Nobody has ever asked me why I'm running. They know why I'm running. They usually just ask, hey, are you stupid? Do you really want to do this to yourself? Because why I'm running is self-evident. It's what we see every day. It's what you report on every day. It's in need of a course correction.
Homeless. We have a homeless trust, and the numbers of City of Miami. How many homeless or unsheltered people live in the City of Miami?
I think we probably have, if you wanted to say chronically homeless, probably less than 1,000. That would be my guesstimate. Yeah, and a number that I recall seeing in the past.
That's what I heard. Compared to other big cities, is that high or low?
Oh, it's extremely low. Now, I was just recently, by the way, I'm still working, and I was recently at my company's headquarters in Los Angeles. That's a disaster.
What part of LA?
Downtown LA on 5th Street.
I lived in a little town called Montebello. Okay. That's East LA.
Well, we just moved from downtown LA because it just was insufferable to El Segundo. But when I would go to visit my corporate headquarters, I would stay at a hotel across the street, and I'd have to walk over bodies. And you go, the locals there call it Skid Row, but it could be Skid City. I mean, they probably have tens of thousands of homeless people there just crowding around, doing nothing, high on fentanyl, soiling themselves on the sidewalk. I mean, it is just an appalling situation.
So Miami's homeless issue is getting better and better.
It is, but it isn't, in the sense that LA is such a large city,
25 million or something like that.
So Metro LA, you could probably pack all your homeless in one part of city, and the rest of the city would never see them. In our case, our homeless are right in the middle of the downtown.
That is correct.
Yeah, so everybody sees them. The other thing that we have with homeless, and I could talk to you about this for a long time if you want, but no other city in the county has homeless, only Miami. You know why? Because all the other cities export their homeless to the city of Miami. There are no homeless people on the beach. There are no homeless people in Coral Gables.
It's funny. South Miami just released something today. That's where our office is. I think they say 0. I think to me there's like 1 or 2 total in South Miami.
Right. So I guarantee you, if Camilla's house, and I'm using this as an example, if Camilla's house decided to open up a branch here in South Miami, people would be in the streets.
All right, next issue. This is I noticed too. We're big believer in supporting small businesses. Everybody's, Ken Griffin moved here. We brought him in. No, nobody brought him in. He came by himself. Nobody lured him. He came here because Miami's the greatest place in the world to live and work and play and worship and education. But that doesn't solve our small business problems. You go up and down Flagler, whether it's downtown, there's all these stores are shut. How do we fix that? Can the county and city fix that? Well, and what should they do?
I think that our small business problem is directly tied to our issues with permitting. Okay, it is virtually impossible to get a permit to open a business in Miami. Not a day goes by when somebody doesn't contact me with a horror story. I can't get a permit. I've waited 2 years. I've had people tell me, I own a business in Miami and I'm not going to expand here. I'm going to move to Fort Lauderdale. Our permitting system has ground to a halt. You will do whatever the inspector says you need to do. Then you come back for an inspection and it's a new inspector who then tells you that the old inspector didn't know what he was talking about and you got to start over. And it sounds ridiculous, but it really is ridiculous. The permitting situation has to stop. We can't draw small business here. You're absolutely right. Small business is drying up.
The small businesses are local.
Right.
Local people who want to make it, want to live in Miami. They want to have their business. And you're absolutely correct. I know this little restaurant was trying to open up and they were trying to get some drain. And it was like, oh my God, it was taking them 6 months to get approval for it.
Right. Listen, the permitting process is, again, it's 1970s. Okay, it's a we need to look at our permitting, which is one of the first things I want to do as mayor. Is I want to blow up our current permitting system. I really do. I'm convinced that having no permitting system is probably better than what we have now. And I want smart people to take a look at it. I want to see what other cities are doing, and I want to copy them if I have to, shamelessly, start over if we have to. But the status quo is not acceptable. Our businesses are drying up and they're leaving. And worse, the new businesses aren't coming here. The Ken Griffins of the world can come here because they have an army of lawyers and an army of people that they can hire for all of their issues. But if you're Grant Miller or Emilio Gonzalez and you're trying to open a restaurant or a hardware store or whatever, it's almost impossible.
Yeah,
absolutely impossible.
I'm glad you were on the same wavelength on that because it's important. Get small businesses. Most small businesses are owned by local people and they're supported. You know, my philosophy is a little different than other people. I don't drink coffee, but if I go to coffee, I wouldn't drink at Starbucks. You know why? That profit goes to Seattle.
Right.
We need these little mom and pop coffee shops that are all over the place. We got to support them.
Small business permitting and also small business construction. You know, nobody wants to build a new restaurant here. No, because you can't. I use this wonderful factoid. From the minute they broke ground to the minute they cut the ribbon, it took 410 days to build the Empire State Building. You can't get a certificate of occupancy in this city in 410 days. Okay, what's wrong? What's the problem? Let's fix that, because until we do, we're going to continue to lose small business people. They're going to go somewhere else. It's too hard to do business here.
So I'm jumping around. Grapeland Park, right? Not the soccer field. Grapeland Park. Alex Agato, I think is his name, runs that baseball program there. It's one of the best in Florida. Just, you know, they have that one. They run out of I call it the other field. There's another small field, but they run huge baseball league out there. So congratulations to your park director who's overseeing it. Congratulations. Let's hear about the soccer. What's happening with that field?
Well, you see the construction going on there regularly. I believe it's going to be ready late next year, in time for the World Cup and all other activities. So they're really going at it breakneck speed.
You know, the Moss brothers, I'm big fans of them. You know, they're just a hardworking family who grew up in Miami. Their father helped make Miami what it is today, and they're doing the right thing. They want what's best for Miami. Sure. Okay, we're going to go to our next step. This is the challenge. This is the challenge for you, city manager. Birthdays. Your children. How many children do you have?
I have 2 daughters.
Their birthdays. I don't need exact date.
No,
a month if you need to.
November 17th and September 13th.
Wow. Did any of them have children?
My oldest daughter has a son.
Son's birthday. Grandson.
October 21st.
Tough question. Your wife's birthday.
Easiest question in the world. She's a New Year's baby, January 1st.
Your anniversary.
September 2nd.
You got it. Okay, next question. Best cheeseburger or hamburger in Miami or wherever? I don't care. In Dade County.
I'm very popular at Five Guys. I used to eat Five Guys when I was stationed in Washington at one of their very first restaurants, and
They got great French fries.
Yes, they do. I've been a very loyal customer ever since then.
I go to burgers everywhere. I eat everywhere. Okay, next question. All right. Your favorite cowboy or cowboy movie?
My favorite cowboy is John Wayne.
Okay.
Big time. Actually, he's my favorite actor, period.
Okay.
My favorite cowboy movie. Wow, I've seen so many of them.
And there's some good ones.
You're killing me here.
All right, we'll get back to that.
All right.
Your favorite taco place? Washington, Miami, Tampa. City, Miami.
Okay, there's a Mexican restaurant that I like. I don't think it's in the city. Taco Rico makes a good taco place.
They're very good.
Yeah.
Okay, these are tough questions.
How about my favorite cowboy television series?
Which one?
The High Chaparral.
Wow, you're aging yourself.
I know.
Your favorite fish place?
My favorite fish place.
What do you I know you go out to dinner, nice fish place.
You know what? I have to take a pass there because my wife is allergic to seafood, and we never go out for seafood unless I go on a business trip. Then I'll eat seafood.
Okay. Your favorite pizza place?
I would have to say it's Miami's Best.
Very good. Very good. Locally owned.
Yes.
Okay. Your favorite football team?
College or?
Both.
College, pro, split between the Dolphins and the Bucks.
You know, I become a fan when Brady was there. I became a fan of the Bucks, and then before that, Doug Williams was there for a little bit.
Tony Dungy was there as a coach.
Oh, I love that guy. Okay, I want words, not sentences. Thanksgiving.
Food.
What else?
Family.
Where else? Okay, where do you have Thanksgiving? At your house or your children's house?
Actually, we tend to go away. We'll go to a relative's house.
Wow.
Whether it's one of my wife's sisters or a cousin or something.
All right. Your favorite who's your superhero?
Oh, Captain America.
This guy's easy. Okay. Your favorite hot dog place?
Nathan's.
Nathan's is out of business.
But it was my favorite hot dog place.
Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you, city manager, the number one hot dog place is Arbetter's. And everybody knows that. And the number one hot dog in that place, do you know what it is?
What is it?
The Grant Miller dog.
All right. I'm going to Arbetter's this weekend.
You call me, I'll meet you there. I'm going to have you cook your own hot dog. How about that?
I'm there. Count on it.
Okay. Now we know that you're human. You eat at the regular restaurants.
Listen, I genuinely go to a lot of restaurants. My wife and I, we don't have kids at home. It's a lot easier to go eat out. I love the Grove has a wonderful collection of restaurants anywhere in Miami, whether it's Haitian food or whether it's Greek food or Cuban food, whatever. It doesn't matter. We're there. I'm a major foodie.
Well, I am too, but I'm a foodie on hamburgers. I go anywhere. Just, if they could cook a hamburger to me, they could cook anything. But let's get back to the city of Miami. City of Miami is very important to all of us in South Florida because, as you said, it represents a lot of people. By the way, University of Miami. Everybody thinks University of Miami is in Miami. It's not.
That's right.
But when University of Miami, when sports teams win, whether it's the Heat or the Dolphins or the Miami Hurricanes, it all represents us.
It's all Miami. Yeah, that's right.
And we all love Miami, and we're depending on you when you take over to get us to that next level. Whatever it is, we all want to get. Everybody wants the city of Miami to get to that next level, and it takes years.
Yeah, we have to get to the next level, and it's the last several years have been very unfortunate for the city of Miami. There isn't a week that doesn't go by without a lawsuit or a settlement, it's just ugly. And you've covered our commission meetings before where people are yelling at each other and insulting. I think we need to outgrow that very quickly.
I don't remember what magazine it was. Banana Republic, was that which magazine? That was Newsweek or something like that?
They put that on the cover?
Something.
Yeah.
But whatever it is, we can't be like that. All of South Florida is depending on if if and when you become that mayor, to make it to the next level. We want to be known for all the other great things we have here.
And we have a lot of great things. We're just not known for our local politics. In fact, we are known for our local politics, but in a negative way.
Most people don't realize City Miami, we got less than a minute, is not just on the eastern border. There's a strip that goes all the way, is it 8th Street or Flagler? That goes all the way almost to the Palmetto.
I think that's Flagler, and and along the river, it goes. If you take the Miami River all the way over, it goes almost to the airport.
Right. Yeah. And Miami River, as people didn't realize, the Indians, that's how they travel.
By the way, the Miami River is one of the few still working rivers in the state of Florida. I think the St. John's is another.
Is that Miami River the one that goes all the way up between Miami Springs?
No, the Miami River is the one that goes along downtown. That you have to cross the river. That is a working river.
How far does it go west?
It goes west a few miles, but it handles some ocean-going vessels.
Wow.
A lot of transport goes through there. You have a lot of marinas along there. It's quite an interesting operation there.
All right, time's up. Elections, what day? When's early voting?
Early voting is October 7th, I believe. Is it?
October 25th.
October 25th.
That's what you just said, October 25th.
Yes, I think they stuff you can register before then, but we got to vote. We can't afford the low turnout like we have been in the past. It's incumbent upon us. We fought a big legal battle to get our elections reinstated, and we got to get people to vote.
All right, everybody. Emilio Gonzalez. Everybody have a great day. Vote, and he's the man. Everybody have a great day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.